The Analogue Pocket came out 1 year ago, and ironically I just got mine in the mail, and I thought I'd do a quick look at it, show you some updated cores, and just give you my thoughts about it. It's not a full review as I don't have all the products with it. They're on order and I'll be getting them next year. But here is the actual unit, and it has a really nice feel to it. I do have some of their other products, the Mega SG being my favorite, and this is supposedly the ultimate portable, and I'm going to give you my thoughts about it for sure. It comes, the base package just comes with a charging cable, simple instructions, not much, as you know, everything is sold separately. That's a little frustrating. Here is the firmware update. You take a micro SD card and you install this to the root, and then you plug it into your Analogue Pocket. Make sure it's fully charged or plugged in, and it will update. Now, if you don't want to mess around with anything else, if you don't want to jailbreak it, there you go. You'll have enough to mess around. You'll have a couple cores where you can play with Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color games, and play actual cartridges. There are adapters for other Game Gear links, TurboGrafx 16, just to name a few, and I have those in order. But yes, if you really want to have fun with this, Matt Panenella has released this, and this is a Pocket Updater, and this is a fantastic program. I'll put a link below to it, and you execute it on an SD card plugged into a computer. You have to download the right program depending on if you're using Windows or Apple, and it does this, and you are in for a treat if you want to fully experience everything that the Analogue Pocket can do, because then it's all these cores are in the Open FPGA. Look at all these things that you can emulate. Now you have to go get your ROMs yourself, and the internet has them. I'm not going to tell you where. But check this out. Not only does it have arcade games, has just a mass amount of things that you can play on this without a cartridge or anything. You just it's mind-blowing. I'm not going to show them all, but I definitely was messing around with it. I had a couple I had a hard time getting working, and again, a thank you to Matt for offering this auto updater. And Mad Little Pixel also did a good review and shows you how to do this on his channel as well. So 7800, big fan of that. And this is a aftermarket version of Qbert made for the Atari 7800. Here's a demo of it, and it's looking to play pretty great. And so you can play pretty much any 7800 games running great. And that's what's cool about this, as it is able to play so much more than Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. I just wanted to show some of the odd ones. The Adventure Vision, which is crazy. It emulates it, and here it is. This is Defender. Never played this in emulator, so it does okay. It looks a little orange on the camera, but in person it's more red. And so I had a color issue. I probably could tinker around with it and make it look better. But anyways, just amazing what this can do out of the box. ColecoVision had to show it. This is Gauntlet, and wanted to show Gauntlet here running. The ColecoVision version of Gauntlet running on the Analogue Pocket, which is so cool. So just yet another thing, you can play ColecoVision games no problem, and they look and sound great. Just want to share with just a tiny fraction of what this can do. It really is a wonderful pocket handheld. Yeah, I can gripe about the nickel and dime aspect of, you have to buy the base unit, the dock's separate. My dock's not coming till 2023. So that's why I have to show it in handheld mode here, if you're wondering. And kind of frustrated because I purchased it, thought I was purchasing it like everybody else, but there's just so many people that wanted this. and just didn't get in early enough. This is Donkey Kong Arcade. This is one of the many things that you can play. Volume is easy to adjust, has nice volume, and everything about this is streaming quality. It is a really nice handheld. I like the design of it, and it's playing great. So, Donkey Kong Arcade right there. With this executable file that you do on an SD card, you have access to all this stuff, and so it's kind of nice to have this all in one spot. You don't have to look for cores; it's just all there. Pretty nice. So, yep. And so maybe you want to play something a little bit more modern. There's Battle Garega, and a great classic shooter, and looks and sounds great. So there's just so much that, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. So this is a recent update that they did to the firmware, allowing cores to be added to Open FPGA. So my prediction is that there's going to be several other emulators being offered on this, and it's just going to be awesome to see what else is offered. I'm sure there's going to be several other consoles and classic computers, and it's going to be sweet to see that. As this is a game, a good example. The screen has a really nice color to it. It's very crisp, and there's lots of different adjustments you can do on classic games. I really like that. Here's Super Xevious, and they're actually all the Xevious games all in one spot. Pretty nice, and it looks and sounds great. So playing these on this, the screen's a nice size too. I think it's a perfect blend. Not too big, not too small. It takes about 4 to 5 hours to charge, unless you have a quick charge, and so, which I did. So it took me about 2 hours with that, and I was using a kind of like a quick charge plug-in that I normally use with my iPhone 13. So it didn't take too long to charge, no problem. It has Rygar as one of the cores, and so it has a Tecmo core, and so it's nice to see that. And I couldn't get the sound to work on the USA arcade ROM, but the Japanese one was fine. So I don't know if that's a glitch or something they got to do, but I played a lot of Rygar in the arcades back in the day, and it's awesome. So just wanted to show just some of the many things and game options that you have that you can play with the Analogue Pocket now. It's way better than, and I had anticipated it to be pretty amazing, but I'm pretty blown away with everything you can do. Now here, if you want to play your standard cartridges, here's Tetris Deluxe, and it plays great. And so if you want to play your actual cartridge, that's what's nice about this, is that it can do both. It can if you want to play an emulator, play a ROM, now you can do that, but you can also go back and play your cartridges. And that's the nice hybrid thing about this, that's pretty unique. That's what separates it from another, emulator portable. The cooler thing that I like, aside from all the other neat stuff, is the filters, the different ways that you can play Game Boy games with different options. And there's really some neat ones to do, and I was impressed. I kind of like this one right here. That's kind of my favorite. And Batman Return of the Joker, just great game. So it was just nice to kind of mess around with that and see kind of some of the different filters. And really have enjoyed what I've played so far. This is not a full review. Again, this is just kind of a first look and kind of a reflection. Like, I ordered this a year ago, and a year later, I have the base unit. I didn't get in on the other adapters and even the dock in time, and so I'm getting mine, like many other people, next year. And so that's kind of frustrating. But you can go on their website and you can see that you can be in the 2023 group, and they have tons of adapters and plugs and cables. And the other frustrating thing is the Game Gear adapters separate from the Pocket adapter set. So I kind of wish it was all put together, but that's okay. I still bought them anyways, and they'll be coming soon. Thank you so much for people coming to my channel. If you like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.